In this video, we're going to show you how to use the Wholesale ASIN Research Tracker tool. If you take a look at this particular tool, we have laid out a few different columns here, one for ASIN, company name, sales rank, notes. Then we also have the company website, contact name, contact email address, contact phone number, and enter it to CRM. So what this is for cases where you're doing demand-based research or potentially other research in other methods on Amazon, and you're finding a potential item you want to purchase wholesale, but you don't necessarily want to do a ton of research on it, trying to find like the website contact information, those type of things all at once. This allows for batch processing. And we would recommend doing this when you're doing any sort of sourcing that keeps you on Amazon for a while. That way you can just continue to research on it and just log things as you go along. And then later on come back and fill in the contact information here on the right. So this is what this would look like. Let's say, for example, this Crayola item here was an item that we decided we wanted to potentially try and find a wholesale source for. This is not an item that I specifically would recommend doing this with, but and it might not even meet your specific buying criteria. Who knows? This is just an example I happen to just throw up, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend saying you have to go for a Crayola. So here's how this would work. First you would do is log in the actual ASIN of the product. And there's a few different places you can find the ASIN. You can find it up here in the URL right here. It's typically after maybe a little bit of a description, and you'll see either DP or even GP in some cases. And then they'll start usually with a B and then a couple numbers here, with the exception of maybe some books. They'll start with a number. But in general, it will start with a B and then a bunch of numbers and letters after that, and it's in between these slashes here. So that's one way to find the ASIN. The easiest way, I believe, to do it is if you have the tool RevSeller, which is what this little box here is, and where it says here ASIN, this is the actual ASIN for the product. So I'm actually just going to copy that and then paste it in here. Another spot you can find the ASIN is if you actually scroll down here at the bottom. Sometimes you can find it down here where it says ASIN, but keep in mind that sometimes this is inaccurate because sometimes it does show the parent ASIN in some cases. So I would recommend having RevSeller to be able to easily grab it from here, or you can grab it in URL as well if you need to. So next, I'm going to log the company name, which the company name of the product will typically be right here, or this will be the brand name. And so I'm just going to grab Crayola here, and I'll pop that in there. I'm going to put the sales rank in, which if you have RevSeller, it makes it extremely easy just to be able to grab it from right here. So I'm going to copy that, paste it in here. If I have any notes, I can pop them in here, like if I thought maybe this product was potentially a private label product, but I wasn't entirely sure, I might leave myself a note there. I could also put a note in here and say, lots of sellers on this one. So you can do that. And now that's all you necessarily need to fill in right now. Now I might continue to do my sourcing on Amazon to potentially find additional companies to contact. I'm just going to continue to fill this in here for for maybe an hour, how much time I decide to do this with. Now what happens is that once I actually get done doing all of my research on Amazon, then I'm going to start trying to research and find these specific companies here and find their actual information and contact information. So I would potentially look up Crayola and try and find what their company website is. I'd try and find a contact if I can, contact name, and then put in the email address and phone number to contact them. And so that's what I would fill in for now. Next after that is you want to actually enter them into your CRM if you determine that it's a good contact, that's a good lead to enter into your CRM. And the reason why I have these in here, you can do this one of two ways. You can either immediately just enter it right into your CRM without having to even log it in here, or what I like to do is actually log them in here. And so I'll batch process them. So maybe I have like 20 companies here. Then we knock out 20 companies over here, get all their contact information, and log them in. And then once we have them all, then we actually import them we import them into our CRM using an import tool into the specific CRM. And so the way it matches up is, you can import a lead that has the company website, the contact information, these type of things, and then it just populates it right into your CRM without you having to worry about copying and pasting every single one in directly. And if you're actually using a spreadsheet for your research, which And previously in our free wholesale course, we actually do have another spreadsheet you can use for this purpose. And all you have to do is just copy and paste them in bulk without having to do one at a time. And so that is how this particular tool works. If you have any questions, feel free to join our free wholesale system Facebook group. Just do a search on Facebook for that. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks.